Hi and welcome into Rebecca K Crochet. Today what I'm going to work on is kind of something on the fly. I've had some concern regarding the cardigan, and so I thought I would show you the stitch that we're going to use. It is not it's easy, but one of the stitches that creates the flower, it may not be something that you guys have done. So I'm going to show you this on the fly, possibly with a headband. And we are going to try to do a headband on the fly. So this is part of the designing process. I just came back here and sat down and thought, well, I need to make a headband. So what I'm using is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. I've made a couple of headbands out of this cotton before. It is a 4-weight right there. The hook size is a 5.5, but I am going to use a 6mm hook, and we're just going to see if we can do it. If we can't, then oh well. The repeat on the cardigan is 7 plus 2, I think is what it is. So we're going to crochet 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to go back to the second chain from our hook. This one doesn't count, that's on your hook. This one is your first chain, this one is your second chain. We are going to do a single crochet in that one. We are going to do let's single crochet all the way across. That way we'll have a setup row. And actually, this is how design goes. I'm going to put it on my headband, or on my ponytail tie, or whatever you want to call this. We're going to crochet around, single crochet around like this. Bring up a loop. There's your first single crochet. Go under. That's number 2. Go under and bring it up and pull through. That's number 3. Go under, pull it up. That's number 4. Go under, pull it up. That's number 5. Under, pull it up. That's number 6. Now, when I wanted to show you guys how I hold my ponytails whenever I'm working on them. I have tension up here on my hook, and I have tension down here. And then, of course, I have tension in my fingers. But this is how I hold the ponytail holder. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go 9 and see what that does. Okay, so then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, because we have the single crochets on there. Then we're going to double crochet in this one. See if we can get this to work. Then we are going to chain 1 and double crochet into that one again. Pull out some yarn. We're going to skip 2. Let's see if this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work. I might have to do 11. Skip 2. Skip 2. Yeah, we're going to have to pull it out and do 11. This is how the design process goes. I told you guys this before, that It's a lot of tearing out and going back and redoing. Let's see if this is going to work. We're going to chain 1, double crochet into that first stitch, chain 1, double crochet back into that to create your V-stitch. Then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to skip 2, and we're going to single crochet into this one, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip 2, and in this one right here we are going to, this is the part that, actually not this one, we're going to V-stitch into this one. And what a V-stitch is it's yarn over, go through, do a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet back down into that same stitch. That's a V-stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, let's see, skip 2, chain, single crochet, skip 2. Okay, let's go back and add 2 more stitches on. You guys are seeing the behind the scenes. This is how designers do it all the time to make sure that their stitches work out. Whoops, pull that one out. And it's just trial and error to make sure you've got the right amount of stitches. Chain 1. A lot of people don't want people to see their design process. I don't mind, because I crochet on the fly all the time. Chain 1. This is a V-stitch right here in that corner. My dogs are going to bark. Hold on. Okay. Skip 2, chain 2, and then we're going to skip 2. We're going to single crochet. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2. We're going to do a V-stitch. Let's yarn over, double crochet into that hook, or into that stitch, chain 1, yarn over, double crochet, chain 2. Then we're going to skip 2, and we are going to go into that one with a single crochet, chain 2, and then in the last stitch we're going to skip 2, and in this last stitch we're going to do another V-stitch. Now I have my count right. That's what happens when you do this on the fly and you don't plan anything. I've had a lot of people comment about worried about the cardigan, so I thought I'd show you a smaller project. Okay, so this is what it should look like so far. You have 3 V-stitches, which this is a V-stitch. You have 2 single crochets and 3 V-stitches. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work. Now this is the exact cardigan broken down. This is the cardigan stitch just broken down into one flower petal. This is the tulip cardigan in one flower petal. So we chain 2. Doesn't count. It just brings us up to where we need to be. We're going to yarn over twice. We're going to do a treble crochet. Keep it tight as you can. We're going to go in here, bring up a loop, and we have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull it through 2. Whoops. See, even I have trouble sometimes. If you hear a noise, that's my dog sniffing at my door. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over, pull it through 2. If you have to, you can hold on to the top like I'm doing up here at your stitches, just to make sure that you don't pull it through too many. You want to keep this one as tight as you possibly can. We're going to have 2 left on our hook. Then what we are going to do is we're going to go down into this. We're going to yarn over, pull it through 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over twice, go through this V-stitch right here, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2. We're going to leave 2 on our hook. We're going to yarn over twice and go back down in there again. Pull up a loop. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your hook. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over, pull it through 2. You have 3 left where there's this stitch, and this stitch on your hook. Then you yarn over and you pull it through all 3. And this right here is a treble 2 together. That's the stitch that makes the tulip. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip over all of this and we're going to go into that middle V-stitch right there. We're going to yarn over twice. We're going to go into this middle V-stitch. We're going to pull up a loop, bring it through 2, bring it through 2. We're going to yarn over twice, go back down in there, pull up a loop. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your hook. Bring it through 2, bring it through 2, not 3. If you bring it through 1 too many, just go back and pull it on your hook like I'm doing. Get that one off of there. Have 3 left on your hook, so your double crochet or your treble crochets, the 2 together, is bring it through all 3. So now you have 1. Then we're going to chain 1. We're going to do that over again in the same stitch. Double or treble crochet, bring it through 2, bring it through 2, yarn over twice, go down through that stitch, bring it through 2, and bring it through 2, yarn over, bring it through all 3. I'm doing this with cotton yarn because cotton yarn, you can hold it a little bit snugger, and you may want to practice this stitch. Make a washcloth out of it if you want to. That's perfectly fine. So let's do it one more time into this middle one right here. We're going to yarn over twice. We're going to bring it up, bring it through 2, bring it through 2, yarn over twice, bring it through 2, bring it through 2, and then we are going to bring it through all 3. Now you have 3 petals on your tulip, and we're going to skip over to this last one right here. And what we need to do there is yarn over twice, go in there, pull up a loop. You have 4 on your hook, bring it through 2, bring it through 2. Now you have 2 left. Yarn over. We're going to do 1 petal of the tulip. Bring it through 2, bring it through 2, bring it through all 3, and because we're on the end, we're going to yarn over twice, go in that last stitch, which is right there. And that one's usually tight to get it into. And my yarn has split. Got 4 on our hook, bring it through 2, bring it through 2, and this one is just a regular treble crochet. And this is what it should be looking like right there. You've got a treble crochet, treble 2 together, 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 and a treble crochet. Now the next one, and I'll do this a couple of times with you so you can get it. The next one is chain 1, and we are going to turn our work, and we are going to double crochet in our first stitch, chain 1. We are going to double crochet into this stitch right here, chain 1, double crochet into this space right here in between the petals. Whoops, not single. In between the petals. We are going to chain one. We're going to double crochet in between those two petals, and this will define your petals. Chain one, double crochet in between those two. Chain one, double crochet in between these two. Chain one, double crochet in between these two. Chain one, and double crochet in the end stitch. Now we're going to chain one, turn our work. And this is what our work looks like now. Now we're just going to go back and we are going to double crochet into the top of every stitch and in every chain one space. So we just double crochet all the way across. Just like this. You're going down into the chain one spaces and double crochet into the top of the, or the head of the stitch of the double crochet. So you go down in between, underneath and around, and then in the top of these. Down and around with a double crochet. If you don't know how to double crochet, single crochet, chain stitch, any of that, I have that on my channel. You can go back and watch that. I do not have the treble, and this is where you're going to see the treble for the first time. The treble two together and the treble stitch. And that's why I'm doing this, because there's a lot of people that are worried about that treble stitch. Now, one thing I will tell you on the treble stitch, if you're worried, is if you have a lot of, and I'll show you here in just a second, a lot of space on your trebles, between the trebles, that first one's getting too tight. Okay, that's what it looks like now. So now we're going to chain one, turn our work, and we're going to do this same setup row right here, this very first setup row. But if you have big spaces in between your trebles, what I suggest that you do is you wrap the yarn around your finger twice. I wrap this way. I wrap it like this and this, and that gives you a tighter grip on your yarn, so you're more in control and you can make it a lot tighter than just doing it like this. The reason I said to do it with cotton yarn is cotton yarn doesn't slip as much as acrylic does. So, and a lot of people are going to want to make this cardigan because it's a summertime cardigan out of cotton. I just didn't have any at the moment, and my Hobby Lobby was out of it. So, okay, so now what we do is we've chained one, we've turned our work, and we're going to go back and do the setup row. So we're going to double crochet. My dogs are going crazy, I'm sorry. We're going to double crochet into that one. We're going to chain one, and we are going to double crochet into that same one. Make sure this works. Then we're going to skip two, we're going to chain two, skip two, single crochet, chain two, skip two, and V-stitch. Actually, on this row, we don't, okay, on this row, we're going to rip it back. We're going to double crochet into this one, we're going to chain one, and then we're going to double crochet into the next one. We're going to chain two, we are going to skip two, we're going to single crochet, we're going to skip one, two, we're going to single crochet in the third one. we're going to chain 2. We're going to double crochet V-stitch into the, we're going to skip 2, double crochet V-stitch, and I'm going to show you something, a little trick. And then we're going to double crochet again after we chain 1. That's your V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. We're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2 and single crochet into this one. Chain 2, and we're going to skip 2 and we're going to double crochet into this one. Chain 1. This is creating a V-stitch sort of on the edge. Okay, so now what we have is, let me get, I guess my scissors will work. What we have is we have a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, there's nothing there. But this single crochet right here is on top of this double crochet. This V-stitch right here, that V-stitch right there, is on top of this middle flower petal. And you want to make sure that that one is on top of the double crochet right before you start your flower petal. And this single crochet should be on the one that's on the other side of your flower petal. And this V-stitch should be right in the middle of your flower petal when you go to do this on your cardigan. Because if it's not, you're going to end up with a stitch over here or a stitch over here, and it's going to zigzag all the way up your cardigan. And that was one of the things that I realized, that these are symmetrical. So this needs to be here, this needs to be on top of this, and this needs to be on that other double crochet. And as long as you have those symmetrical, everything is going to work out. This is your setup row for this row. And if you don't have this one symmetrical, everything's going to be off. And this is the only row that I had, and I show this in the previous video. I think it was Monday's video, where I was just sitting and talking, and I had to pull this row right here out several times. This is the row I had trouble with. Still do. So, and I always have to look down below. As long as I'm looking down below and my single crochets and my double crochets are where they need to be, I know I'm good for the next row. So that's the one thing that you have to remember, is your single crochets and double crochets need to be lined up with this one, and this one. Single crochets on the ends, double crochet in the middle, V-stitch, because that is inevitably your V-stitch is inevitably, I mean, if we did this in green, it would look like it's the leaves of the flower. Now we're going to do the treble crochets over again. So we are going to chain 2 to get us to the height that we need. Then we are going to yarn over twice, go back into that same stitch. So we have 4 on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That is a treble stitch. And it's okay that this one gets a little bit long. This one doesn't count. If you want to do 3 stitches, you can. I don't like the 3 stitches. I just do 2. So then again, we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to go into that space, and we're going to do a treble 2 together. That is 4 loops on our hook. Pull over, go through 2. Pull over, go through 2. Stop. Yarn over, go twice. Go back through. Pull up a loop. You should have 5 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. And yarn over and pull through all 3. Did I do this? Hold on. I'm supposed to chain right there into this one. See, I rip out all the time. It's perfectly normal. Chain 1 and then do our treble crochet 2 together. If you hear that, my neighbor's mowing. I'm sorry. And then pull through all 3. We don't chain here. We yarn over. We're going to skip all of these stitches and go into this stitch. Go through 2, go through 2. Now this is where this stitch can get really stretched out. Let me show you what I mean. I've gotten really good at holding these stitches. So what happens is when you're working these stitches and you're working and you're working and you're yarning over and you're working and you're working and you're working these stitches, then the stitch will get stretched out. And then you go over here and you pull through 2 and you pull through 2 and you got 2 loops of tension and you yarn over and you do it again. Pull through 2 and your tension's really loose. And I don't know if I can get mine loose enough. But see how that's kind of wonky and pulled out? That is what you do not want. Hold on. Okay, so back to it. So this is what you don't want. You don't want to have these big loops right here. That's when you're like, oh crud, I've got to go pull out, because that just creates too much looseness right there. So what we have to do is make sure that we keep that tight, and that's where you may need to wrap around again to keep this one tight. And as long as you keep this tight right here in this wrap process and put your finger on it when you wrap around twice, hold it with this finger, go in, wrap it around, pull up a loop and keep it tight. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and you're not wiggling this loop very much. And then you go wrap it around again. And you pull through 2, pull through 2, and then you pull through 3. See how much that tightened that up? It's okay to have a little bit of space, but you don't want it to where it's got too much space created. And that's how I tension mine, is chain 1, wrap it around twice. You'll see my finger holding these on here. And then go back through, wrap it around twice, or pull through 2, pull through 2, wrap it around, go back in, pull through 2, pull through 2. And I like to keep my finger on those stitches, because whenever you do that, it means this one back here is not going to get any looser than it already is. Pull through all 3, wrap it around twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, wrap it around twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then you go through all 3. And see how much nice and neat, how much nicer it is. Hold on, get my camera straight here. How much nicer it is. It's not got a whole lot of space in it. You can have a little bit of space, but you don't want great big spaces, because this does go down in, when you go down and do this, it will bring your space, your spaces in between, it will bring those back together on the next row, but you don't want them so big that you can't bring them back together. Then we wrap around twice. Again, I'm still holding these stitches. You go through 2, go through 2, gonna do 2 together, wrap it around twice, and we go through 2, and we go through 2, and we go through all 3. Then we're gonna chain 1, wrap it around twice, go through our last stitch right there, and go through 2, go through 2, and go through 2. And you just repeat this all the way up. Now, because I'm making this on the fly, I don't know how many repeats I'm gonna have to have. I will have to try this on to see how many repeats I'm gonna have to have. But that's how you do this. is you just wrap it around, hold it with your finger to make sure your yarn does not get too loose, and keep the tension on your hands. And I'll show you the finished item whenever I get it done here in just a second. I'll be right back. For you, it's going to be a few seconds. For me, it's going to take me a minute. Okay, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeats. And a repeat is from here, from your V-stitches, all the way up to your double crochets, solid double crochet. That's your repeat, from here to here, not from here to here, but from here to here. That's your repeat. And I've done 5 repeats, and I think I'm going to call that good because I think that's going to fit my head. It may be a little bit wide for some, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to grab my other end, and we're going to single crochet over the top of it. So how we do that is you grab this one, put your yarn through just like we did before, pull up a loop just like we did before, and you pull through 2. And I'm going to do it one more time in that same stitch. Pull through 2. Go to our next stitch, go around this one, and pull through 2. And this is just a single crochet. It'd be just like crocheting around a yarn tail. It's the same thing. You're just crocheting around your headband, your hair tie. Go through 2, and once you get it attached on there, it's easier to work with. The first little part is a little bit fiddly. And this may be just a little bit big under your head. If it is, you can single crochet and then increase your single crochets as you go up, and I may make another one like that because I don't like a whole lot of bulk at the back of my hair. I usually have my head up in a ponytail anyway in the summertime, and this tends to slide quite a bit. This yarn will slide on my hair, so I put it underneath, wrap it underneath my ponytail to keep it on. And I am trying to look through the camera and do this, and sometimes it's not good. I have a little bit of a difficult time. Okie doke. So there we are. And then we chain 2. Grab our scissors, cut it off, pull it out, pull it down as snug as we can get it, and that should snug down really good. And then you grab a needle and you work your tails back in. And these will go, and I'll take a picture of this with it on. And these will tighten down once I start wearing it. And there's the headband. And I've got to go take a picture, and I'll put it at the beginning and maybe at the end also, so you can see what you're looking for. But this is the exact pattern that the crochet cardigan is made out of, so you can practice it before we start it. I'm trying to get it out on Thursday. I may not have it out on Thursday, but I am shooting for Thursday. I've got one panel done, and I'm getting ready to film the next panel. So, and this, it's Monday today. You're going to see this on Wednesday. So today is Monday. So you'll have a night to practice this. You can do this with any yarn. You can do it with acrylic. This is a 4-weight. The cardigan's made out of a 3-weight, but this is what it would look like if you did it in a 4-weight cotton which I thought about doing, but for me it's a little bit heavy for summertime. Now in the fall, it would be great, but not for summertime. So I will see you in just a little bit. Y'all have a great day. I will take a picture of it, and y'all have a great day.